Start with the great name of Allah, who is the most kind and most merciful. My name is Abdul Rashid, roll number 2, 2K19. Subject History of English Language. Concerned teacher Hussain Ali Kunbhar, Class BS English 2K19. Part 2, Department English Language and Literature. Topics. Presentation topics are Old English, Middle English, Early Modern English, Modern English. Old English, also called West Germanic language. The period of arrival of Anglo-Saxon in Britain to the Norman conquest, 5th century to the late 11th century, is usually sent as the Old period. That means Old English conquest from 5th century to 11th century. Latin word brought by Anglo-Saxons, words from the Celtic language of Celtics intermixed to form Old English. Old English replaced Celtic language. Jutes, Saxon and Angles. Jutes from Jutland. They were Jutes from Jutland. Saxon from Hostile or Holstein. Angles from Saxon. Dialects of Old English: North Northumbrian, West Saxon, Mercian, Kentish. Northumbrian and Mercian, region of the Angles in the north of Thames. Kentish, region of Jutes in the southwest. West Saxon, region of West Saxon Kingdom in the southwest. Basis of the only study of English. The manuscripts are found in the West Saxon dialect from the major part of Old English literature. Characteristics of Old English. Pronunciation of Old English words differed from that of their modern equivalents. Absence of those words derived from Latin or French. Grammar. Old English is synthetic, but modern English is analytic language. That means the old grammar was synthetic, but now modern language is analytical language. Distinction of numbers singular and plural and case. Grammatical gender was not depend upon consideration of sex. For example, Muna, the Old English Muna and modern English is moon. Masculine is Sunni, sun is feminine. Madigan girl, wife. Old child, child are neuter. While wife man, woman is masculine because the second element of compound is masculine. Twofold declension of the adjective. Strong declination used with nouns when not accompanied by a definite article. Example: good man, good man. Weak declension used when the noun is preceded by an article. Example: Gudda man, he good man. The fully inflected defined article. The personal pronoun singular, dial and plural forms. The verb strong and weak verbs. Influence of Christianity on the vocabulary. Latin borrowings of the second period can be divided into two groups. Phonetic forms show early adoption and are found in literature from the time of King Alfred. Words of a more learned character introduced during the religious revival that accompanied Benedictine reform. Early barring church and by some words that serve about disciple, epistle, hymn, temple of article. Names of articles were camp, shock, silk, purple, chest, mat, sack. Education and learning, school, master, Latin, grammatic, words, meter. Miscellaneous words, anchor, culture, fan, shelter, elephant, phonics. Learned or library, literary words, calend, edition, and graph. Middle, second topic, Middle English. Middle English was spoken as being from 1150 to 15. This is a step of the development of the English language, roughly followed the height to the late Middle Ages. Middle English dialects: Northern, East Midland, Western Midland, Southern. A great period of change. More extensive and fundamental changes because of the following reasons: the Norman conquest and conditions which followed, continuation of tendencies that had begun to manifest themselves in Old English. The changes affected the grammar and the vocabulary of the English language. Decay of inflectional addings. In English grammar, the changes were mostly reduction of inflection, endings of noun, adjective, and to some extent verb were altered in pronunciation in a way that these almost lost their distinctive form and hence their usefulness. The grammar of the English language was reduced from highly inflected language to an extremely analytical one. The noun. In early Middle English, only two methods of indicating the plural remained fairly inadequate. The s or es from the strong declination and the en from the weak. By by 1002 and in the early 1250s was accepted as the standard plural headings in the North and Midland, and by the 14th century it had become the normal sign of the plural in English nouns. The adjective Belinda, blind, and Blinden, blidy. When in the 14th century final largely cast to be pronounced, it became a mere feature of spellings. Except for a few artistic revivals such as Hotel over Rock, the adjective had become an uninflected word by the close of the Middle English period. Usual reflection and change. By the end of Middle English period, the forms they, their, them were recorded normal English plural. The verb. Strong verbs which became weak: climbed, low, laughed. Strong verbs have weak forms: below, bellowed, knew, nude. French influence on vocabulary. English represented an inferior culture, and his was one of the factors involved for the influence of French words upon the English language. A stream of French words forward into English with a momentum that continued until toward the end of Middle Period. In this moment, two stages can be observed, an earlier and a later, with the year 1250 is the economic dividing line. Earlier borrowings prior to 1250, later borrowing post 1250, as shown in graph. Brown, noble, dame, servant, messenger, story, governmental and administrative, electrical, legal and military, familiar words of fashion, food, art, learning, etc. Government and administrative words. Government, govern, administer, crown, state, empire, price, duck, minister. These words used to be list electrical words, religion, theology, sermon and miracle, etc. Early modern English. Early modern English or early New English period 15 to 60, 60 50 70th century of integration and restoration of English. During this time, there began to be a standardization of printed language due to the arrival of printing press in England in 1475. Resonance. The beginning of the modern age in the history of English language. Classical resonance. Italy word of Latin origin from Latin roots. Medieval age mostly as scattered in a lot of secular medium of expression. The need to talk about the new concepts, science, invitation, materials, medicine, technology, science, and art. Reformation. Translation of the Bible, the reading on Sundays. Tyndale congregation, elder loving. Kindness, firement, remind appeal. Shakespeare. Portian used a suggestion of disapproval. Shakespeare, 12th night, mole value. Emergency of consequence, native of influence. Voyages. Newlands, trade expression of tourism. Open lexical innovations, words borrowed from over 15 languages. Printing press. English becomes better equipped for the expression of abstract ideas and necessities of thought. English was Latin. Loan words from the Latin, the remoulding of the words, loan words from the other languages, changes in pronunciation, a specimen of early modern English. Modern English, also called the late modern English. The English that nowadays we are speaking, writing is a modern English. That's all. It was my presentation.